We are just less than 24 hours away from the India versus Pakistan encounter that will take place in Palakele. Now, September 2 has been one of the hyped dates in this tournament for quite a long time now, because this Asia Cup has been touted as the road to the World Cup build-up. India and Pakistan will be really determined to ensure that there are not many roadblocks in their preparation for the World Cup. But both teams face their acid test tomorrow, because India versus Pakistan is the most intense and high profile clash that you can get in this Asia Cup. And looking at the way how the other teams are when it comes to team composition and all the other things, India versus Pakistan could happen not twice but maybe 3 times in this Asia Cup, the third time potentially being in the final. Now, India and Pakistan have often clashed in the Asia Cup, and if you look at it in the past couple of seasons, India have had a good record against Pakistan. If you look at 2010 onwards till now, India have held the edge over Pakistan. Excluding the T20I format in which India have always dominated, in the ODIs, it is rather even Steven. Now remember, this match is going to take place in Sri Lanka. Now you would all be wanting to know, what is the India versus Pakistan head to head in Sri Lanka when it comes to the Asia Cup ODIs. Remember, I am not taking into account the World Cup encounters, I am not taking into account the T20 encounters that have taken place between India and Pakistan in Sri Lanka. So, this is the record that Pakistan and India have in these 3 games. They have only played 3 times in Sri Lanka, and remarkably, it is even. Pakistan have won once, India have won once, and rain had the first say in their first encounter, which was in 1997. This was at the SSC, the Sinhalese Sports Club. And there Pakistan were batting first, and Venkatesh Prasad put on a brilliant display of 4 wickets, and Pakistan in 9 overs were 30 for 5. But the rain came, and then after that bad light ensured that the game would go to the next day. However, even in the next day, there was consistent heavy rain, and that is why the match at the Sinhalese Sports Club was abandoned. Now, Pakistan had made a request specifically that why don't you shift from the SSC to the R. Premadasa Stadium, but that was rejected, and that is why this game, although it spilled over into the next day, it remained a no result. 30 for 5, Pakistan were close to a humiliation thanks to Venkatesh Prasad's spell. But Venkatesh Prasad's spell unfortunately got washed away in the rain that happened at the Sinhalese Sports Club. Now, 7 years later, there was one more clash that involved India versus Pakistan in Sri Lanka. It was this time at the R. Premadasa Stadium. Now, this match was very interesting because Shoaib Malik's 143 was the cornerstone in Pakistan reaching 300. And because of that, India were in a rather dodgy situation. Sachin Tendulkar had hit a good half century. Irfan Pathan played a very valuable knock. But India were actually staring at bigger trouble. They needed to get to a target of 241. Now, why 241? Was there a rain delay? Was there any other kind of delays? No. At that time in the Asia Cup in 2004, there was a bonus point system. Bigger the margin, you would have gotten a bonus point. Now, India, in order to avoid conceding the bonus point, they had to get to 241. And so, Pakistan may have won by 59 runs. Brilliant, excellent. But India got to 241. Because of that, they just avoided conceding the bonus point. Now, how vital was that? When they did not concede the bonus point, they went into the final. So, Pakistan would be undone by the fact that, okay, we lost out by 1 bonus point. India somehow had gotten to 241. And that is why India reached the final of the 2004 Asia Cup at the expense of Pakistan. But you all remember this epic encounter, 2010, if you have to look at that clash, India versus Pakistan. It was fiery, it was volatile, and of course, it had all the thrills and spills that you could associate with an India versus Pakistan encounter. Gautam Gambhir, you could see here he had a very, very intense confrontation with Kamran Akmal, and that set the stage for a lot of abuse and lot of hostility towards the fag end also. You would also remember Shoaib Akhtar and Harbhajan Singh also going at each other towards the end. Now, Pakistan had managed to reach a total of 267, and somehow, some way, India managed to restrict them to below 300. Pakistan's bowlers, on the other hand, they had a good start, but Gautam Gambhir's 83, MS Dhoni's 56, a valuable contribution from Suresh Raina ensured that the match would be evenly poised. 16 runs were needed of 12 balls. Harbhajan Singh lofted a big six of Shoaib Akhtar and the sparks flew. Then Mohammad Amir kind of pulled it back towards the fag end, but then Harbhajan hit a six of the fifth ball and the celebrations were simply magnificent. Harbhajan Singh was shouting, he was just on another level when he celebrated that victory. Shoaib Akhtar, you would remember him just pointing at Harbhajan and doing this. That was the peak of India versus Pakistan's hostility. So, 3 matches if you have to look at it. One was a washout. Second, in 2004, it was rain impacted, and second, if you look at it, a bonus point situation came about, and that is why India versus Pakistan. Pakistan may have won the game, but India reached the final because they avoided conceding the bonus point. And this match, the best India versus Pakistan clashes that you may think about all the Asia Cups in this particular 21st century. So, 1-1 heading into Palakkele. It is all square here in Sri Lanka. Can India ensure that they go ahead of Pakistan? Because remember, if you have to look at the ODI system at this time, India are actually dominant. In the next couple of minutes, I will be doing yet another live on why Pakistan might find it hard to break India's dominance, because in the ODI format, they have been simply brilliant. So, India have all the aces. Pakistan, on the other hand, they have a lot to do. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates. Remember, today we'll build up to India versus Pakistan. So tap that bell icon so you know when we go live, and don't forget we are on Facebook, Twitter, and